Imagine living 4,600 years ago. No technology, no machines. Yet, amidst the scorching heat of the Egyptian desert, towering wonders like the Great Pyramids were being built. How did ancient humans survive and thrive in one of the harshest environments on Earth? In this video, we'll explore the daily lives of the people who built these colossal monuments. From surviving the intense heat to managing limited resources, we'll uncover how they made the impossible possible. The environment. Life in ancient Egypt. Ancient Egypt, located along the Nile River, was a land of extremes. The vast desert was punctuated only by the river's life-giving waters. The climate? Intense heat, with temperatures often soaring above 40 degrees Celsius in summer. Yet, it was here, in this harsh landscape, that humanity would carve out one of its greatest architectural feats. The Nile was key to survival. Every year, the river flooded, bringing fertile soil to the lands and enabling agriculture. This natural irrigation allowed Egyptians to grow crops, but even during the dry seasons, survival was a challenge. Living here meant understanding the rhythms of nature. The flooding of the Nile was a lifeline, and crops like barley and wheat formed the foundation of their diet. But to build the pyramids, they needed more than food. They needed strength, stamina, and ingenuity to overcome their daily struggles. Survival techniques: food, water, and shelter. Food was essential, not just for survival, but for powering the immense labor force required to build the pyramids. The diet of the ancient Egyptians was simple yet effective: bread, barley, onions, and fish. Meat, when available, came from domesticated animals like goats and cattle, or from hunting birds and small game along the Nile. But survival wasn't just about what they ate. It was how they preserved it. Without refrigeration, the Egyptians dried, salted, and smoked food to keep it edible through the harsh heat. This food preservation was critical, ensuring that workers stayed nourished even when fresh food wasn't available. Water, too, was essential. Egypt's arid landscape meant that water had to be carefully managed. Ancient Egyptians dug wells and constructed canals to transport water from the Nile to their fields, homes, and work sites. Without this clever engineering, life in such a desert environment would have been impossible. As for shelter, the workers who built the pyramids didn't live in palaces. Instead, they lived in simple mud brick homes, offering basic protection from the sun and heat. These homes had flat roofs, perfect for sleeping under the stars during the cooler nights. Building the pyramids. The human aspect. Now, let's talk about the monumental task at hand: building the pyramids. Each stone used to construct these massive structures weighed several tons, and they were transported across the desert without the help of modern machinery. So, how did they do it? Egyptians used simple but effective tools: levers, ramps, and ropes. These tools allowed teams of workers to haul massive stones from quarries, drag them across the desert, and lift them into place, one block at a time. The work was grueling, yet it wasn't just brute strength that made it possible. The Egyptians were highly organized. They employed a vast workforce of skilled laborers, farmers, and artisans, working in rotating shifts to avoid exhaustion. Workers were provided with high-calorie foods to sustain them during their long, grueling hours. Beer, surprisingly, was an essential part of their diet. Though it may seem unusual today, beer provided hydration and nutrition for workers, helping them endure the harsh conditions of the job site. It was an ancient form of sustenance that allowed them to stay hydrated and energized. social structure, and religious influence. But the labor was not just physical, it was deeply spiritual as well. The pyramids weren't just tombs, they were sacred structures built to ensure the pharaoh's journey to the afterlife. The Egyptians believed that by constructing these monumental structures, they were contributing to the divine order of the universe. Workers didn't just see themselves as laborers, they saw themselves as participants in a religious act. The pharaoh was considered a living god, and his will was sacred. This belief fueled the motivation of the workers, who felt they were helping to preserve cosmic balance. Socially, Egypt was a hierarchical society. At the top were the priests, scribes, and skilled laborers, while at the bottom were the workers and farmers who built the pyramids. Despite the differences in status, there was a shared goal: to serve the pharaoh and the gods, and to ensure their place in the afterlife. Surviving the extreme. Health and well-being. The work was physically demanding, and the harsh desert conditions took a toll on the workers. Heat exhaustion, dehydration, and injury were common. How did they manage to survive these extreme conditions? Herbs and natural remedies were used to treat injuries, with workers applying plant-based balms to soothe sore muscles or heal wounds. Garlic, frankincense, and other local plants were part of their basic medicine chest. These simple, natural remedies helped them cope with the physical strain of building the pyramids. Despite these efforts, the work was grueling, and survival wasn't always guaranteed. Yet, through teamwork and sheer willpower, the workers endured, completing the task that would immortalize them forever in history. The Great Pyramid of Giza still stands today as a testament to the ingenuity, resilience, and determination of the ancient Egyptians. It is not just a monument of stone, but a symbol of survival, strength, and the unyielding human spirit. The ancient Egyptians showed us that with clever engineering, determination, and a belief in something greater than themselves, they could accomplish the impossible. And even 4,600 years later, the Great Pyramids stand as a lasting legacy of their ingenuity and perseverance. How do you think ancient civilizations overcame their challenges? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating stories from the past.